Well, hello, Genevieve. So good to see you.
Hi, Danielle. Likewise. Thank you.
Yeah. I'd love it if you could introduce yourself, let us know who you are and what you do.
Sure. I'm Genevieve. I'm currently in the advertising industry and I have been for about 10 plus years. And I've been in multiple roles. I've been in new business development, I've been in marketing, and I've been in account management.
Nice. And what was going on when we met?
My company had been through an acquisition and had gone through about 3 rounds of layoffs, and I unfortunately was part of that third layoff round. So I wanted to make sure that I set myself up for success because I had been at my company for over a decade. I hadn't really put in the work to have my CV and my LinkedIn really sharpened up. I didn't have all my talking points really sharpened up. And that's mostly because I was in one company and through networking, through working experiences, I didn't have to do any of that lead work, which I recognize is hugely important when you're going into the market kind of on your own.
For sure. And after a layoff, I think a lot of people can relate to this, especially right now. There's a lot of that going on. And after being with a company for so long, right? You hadn't really had to do an active job search in this kind of environment,
No,
right?
not at
Before.
all. I
Yeah.
was very lucky and I knew it was a competitive environment and a tough environment. So I wanted to um, set myself up for success and really cue things up for myself.
Yeah. So what would you say were the most important things that helped you to succeed? And we'll get to the success story in a minute, but what were, the most important things that you started to notice with the work that did together?
Um, I feel like the biggest part that helped me from your plan was really getting my accomplishments refined and the narrative around those accomplishments really tightened up so that I could get the situation, the action, and the result in just a couple sentences and narrate them and articulate them in an interview in a manner where I was capturing attention but not boring the person, um, and just landing the point quickly because I tended to have very extensive explanations in my CV, and some of the things were buried all the way down in like the year two. And I needed to, and I saw the value in those experiences, and I wanted to bring a lot of that higher up, and I really didn't know how. So the formatting of the CV and how to lay that out in terms of the success stories and all of the skills that I really wanted to highlight, putting them in a very visible way on the CV, but also going through that exercise helped me articulate it all just as succinctly in the interview. Whereas before I might have kind of been uncomfortable or not really known how to get there.
Nice, nice. And I remember you shared also that you felt like this experience was really different from the help that you had received from like well-meaning friends and family. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Um, I think that might have been from not really being a fan of the industry and really being fans of me personally, but not helping me articulate and narrate the objectives as as sharply as I did with you. A lot of their feedback and support was like, "Oh, you're great, this and that." And that's not what I needed. I needed someone that came in objective and really had the business mind to look at something and be like, this needs to be here, and this is how you can tweak this. So I needed that kind of personal relationship removed a little bit.
Right. Okay. Yes, that makes sense, right? It's a different relationship when you're working with a coach versus someone who's known you for a long time and maybe,
Yeah.
isn't as impartial, right? They're fans of yours, and they don't want to hurt your feelings. But a coach, when you're in that relationship, of course, in a tactful way, they'll be able to kind of extract some things that could be blind spots for you,
Yeah. Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Yeah. And can you share what role you were able to get?
Sure. I was able to increase the level of where I was. I'm now a growth director, and it was something that I had been wanting to move into for a while, but again, just a symptom of not switching companies kind of held me back. And I had also moved around quite a bit for my personal life, so I felt quite stuck. Um, so in a way, I was able to unstick myself from my prior role and really demonstrate that I am ready for the next one.
Congratulations. So that
Thank
is a
you.
promoted role versus what you were doing, and you were
Yes.
laid off when you got that. A lot of people think, I'm out of a job. How on earth am I going to go and get a promoted role, right? When you're in that
Yes.
space. Yeah, it's totally doable when you know how to market yourself, right?
I think so. And I think, again, going back to the narrative and the succinctly articulating the accomplishments and the impact that those accomplishments had, and being able to talk about them confidently because you know what you're talking about, you know where you're getting to, helped.
Very good. And I'm so thrilled for you. I also noticed, I calculated that the offer came in 32 days after our first session of working together. So
It did.
that's quite an accomplishment. And then you were also able to negotiate a much higher compensation package, right?
Yes, I was. So, I mean, all around, I'm very, very happy with where you've helped me get to and achieve. And I think that's reflected across the paper trail, across my digital footprint, and how I'm turning up in conversations and interviews.
Oh, nice. Yes. So in the end, it was an over 50% increase in compensation. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Nice. Congratulations. That's so
Thank you.
exciting, right?
It
Like,
is.
who would think that following a layoff, you end up positioning yourself for something, so exciting that's going to be rewarding and that providing, that additional
Yeah.
compensation, right? Money's not everything, but it doesn't hurt.
No, I was ready for it. I was ready for the promotion. I was ready for the pay rise. So the stars aligned. And of course, with your help and meeting you, we just fine-tuned everything and helped achieve it.
Nice. Is there anything else that you'd want to share to someone considering potentially investing and working with us?
I think it's important to recognize that my CV had everything it had to have, but it wasn't as tight as I wanted it to be. Um, so I'd say don't think that because you're in a good spot, you might not still need the help. Like you alluded to, I have a huge support um, team and family and friends, and I had a great CV, a very too long CV, but even with all of that, I still felt that everything could be sharpened up, and it was true with you. I was able to fine tune the things I wanted to fine tune, and it's turned up in 32 days. That was the right move.
Nice. Well, congratulations. I'm so excited for you,
Thank
and
you.
I'm sure you're going to do an amazing job.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see how it all pans out. We definitely need to stay in touch.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited for it too.